Welcome back to another episode of Just Jossin Around. My guest today, Zach Peterson.
Hey, hello. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, I'm glad to have you back. Honestly, when people talk about the podcast, the episode that they bring up the most is the episode that you were on.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people, like, the advice that you gave on that episode, and I mean the Rolodex of quotes, and that it was very impressive. And people always they listen to that episode and they were inspired.
Oh, that's nice.
To stay in Omaha. To
Don't do that.
yeah, maybe not right now because of the weather.
Oh man.
Yeah. But
I mean, they should just read the Rick Rubin book because that's mostly what I've just quoted. I think I was in that process of reading that book, and I was just like regurgitating it back on a podcast, and was like, "This guy's real smart." I'm like, "No, I just
read a book."
I've read a book once.
No, you quoted several things from several different people. It was, I will say I was in I don't know if I'm using the right word, malaise. I had this glazed look over it because I had just was on my medication. I just remember feeling super out of it.
Sure.
So it is a blur, but I'm glad that people like that episode.
I'm glad they did too. That's nice.
So I mean, you just came back from Wisconsin, you said?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Well, I went to Chicago for a couple dates, and then I went up to Mount Zion, Wisconsin, that's a whole experience. And then I did Mankato on Sunday, and then I came home.
What's going on in Mount Zion?
Mount Zion was a small town bar. It's a mountain. I mean, like a Wisconsin mountain. It's not like the Andes, but so I went up this big hill to this small pub in the middle of a snowstorm.
Yeah.
I'm going 30 miles an hour up this interstate up the hill, and there was no one there. Why would they be? It's a snowstorm on a hill, and it was where part of the movie The Straight Story was filmed. It's a Disney David Lynch movie.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if that means anything to anyone else, but
someone will connect with it.
Right. David Lynch is known as this avant-garde guy who just does weird stuff, like Twin Peaks, Lost Highway, Blue Velvet. And then Disney is Disney, but it's about this guy who rides a lawnmower from Iowa up to Mount Zion, Wisconsin. And and also won an Oscar, and the day before the guy won the Oscar for Best Actor, Richard Farnsworth. He killed himself. So it's this really weird movie. And so I'm in the middle of this snowstorm on the top of a mountain. And then Richard Farnsworth's picture. I'm like, this is so weird. And no one was there. And so I did a show for 6 people.
That's a show.
Yeah. But I mean the mental anguish and the the work and the driving done for the show is just man. But also it's one of those experiences where you couldn't seek out if you wanted. You just sort of I am at this place that exists, and it's such an interesting sort of place to just be at for a while. Everyone was super nice, and
I was wondering how, being in that area, if you had shows that got canceled, but everyone persevered for some Zach Peterson comedy.
Yeah, I may have been
People
the only
braved
one.
the storm. I know everything got shut down around here. This is the first time I've really left my house since.
Yeah,
I have a 2-wheel drive Chevy Spark.
Okay,
and she can't go through a lot now.
It makes sense. And I've been okay. I've lived all over. I've traveled all over in the winter, and I gotta say, Omaha has the worst roads of any place I've ever been.
Well, why do you? Is it because of the plow situation, or just
because Jim Suttle put all this money towards plows and everything, and then he got recalled because he wanted people to pay 10 more cents for a soda or whatever.
What?
Yeah, and then all of the North Omaha development, the downtown north, the North Downtown development, that's is that him? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not, what am I going to stand for Jim Suttle? I don't know Jim Suttle. I don't have a fucking dog in this fight. But once he left office, the roads just went to crap, and it makes me so angry. And I'm a single issue voter now. It's snow plows. It's We're going to have heated streets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, my life was ruined for 3 days because of these roads.
It drives me nuts. We have the technology
Yes.
to make the streets drivable. It's been almost a week now.
Yes.
And it's just a sheet of ice.
It's insane. Yeah, and even like I don't know if we're getting any more snow the rest of this week, but mentally I can't handle it. And then also it's like people are fighting on Facebook just about the salt situation as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw some of that. I'm like, what are you No. Okay, I was in, this week I was in both like Mankato, Minnesota. Shout out to Dan Bakula.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's, from what people tell me, he's single-handedly creating a comedy scene in Mankato. And, phenomenal show, sold out. Wasn't I didn't do it. No one's like, oh, Zach Peterson, good. No one's ever said that. But their streets were great, and their town much smaller than Omaha. Chicago, phenomenal streets. Everything is done. Madison, same thing. Just the streets are great. Here, for some reason, we can't get it done. No. What is our problem? Do we not think that we deserve good streets? Are we like
we have low self-esteem?
Yeah, self-hating Omaha? Our streets are crap because we're crap. Just give us some damn good streets. We can do it. I've seen it done.
It's possible. What really drives me insane, though, is like when I'm driving, I drive cautiously.
Yeah.
And then it's like there's just someone with a bad attitude on the road. And they're speeding around me. They're looking at me.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, man, I have my hazards on for like the last 20 miles. Leave it alone.
Right. In these conditions, you do what you can do.
Exactly. What's the point of being mad right now? We're in this together.
Right.
I don't know. And plus, like, I'm driving extra cautious because my TikTok page knows I have anxiety, and it's just been showing me videos of, like, pileups of cars.
Oh, those are the worst, aren't they?
Worst.
They're so scary.
Exactly, because, like, you'll see one car smash down, and then everyone's like, ah! And then another one just comes, like, barreling through.
It's so wild.
Someone tell him.
I did, like, 1,000 miles this week in that crap. And... it's not a difficult thing to comprehend that it's bad to do, but most of the streets were fine by because the interstate system, the state and federal interstate system is, they know how to get the streets clear.
Yes.
But Omaha doesn't.
No. I swear to I live in Lincoln, but my streets particularly, every other street was clear. I felt like they were just dumping the excess snow onto our street. Like it was so piled up. And then I think it was Saturday where I was just like, I had no groceries and no one was delivering because of like whatever. So I couldn't get that. So I was like, I have to dig my car. I need to be brave. Right. And I didn't have a snow shovel. I had a broom. Not even as wide as this bush. It was probably half of that. And I dug my car out. And it was brutal, but
it's terrible.
Yeah. I would pay someone to come do that service.
I'm sure someone would.
I know. I got to go on Facebook. No, all I was seeing on Facebook too was there was a video of someone in a snowplow.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Do you know what I'm talking about? They were in a snowplow and they busted into like this convenience store. Yes. That went viral and then someone just was like, this is at the Taco Bell in Lincoln.
Why? Do you know why it happened?
I have no idea. I should have done further research before bringing it up, but it really got my interest.
I saw it, and I saw a guy who was just like, who was in there, and he saw it happen. He's like, oh crap, and then he just like sort of stood there like, man, what do I do in this situation? I thought, what do I do if someone, broke down a window? I'd be like, because there's only one door at Taco Bell.
I saw two different clips. I saw one where he was going through the door. Yeah. And then there was a one where it was like, it looked like a car had just been like dropped on its head from the snowplow. I don't know.
Right.
And then there's a cop car and he's like ramming into it. And I don't know. I guess people have a lot of rage they need to get out.
Right. Against Taco Bell for whatever reason. Which I don't understand. They've been my friends. They've helped me out numerous times.
I could never understand a rage towards. They just put out a new cravings menu, and we have to.
Well, maybe that was the problem. He didn't like the cravings menu.
He didn't like that they. one of the changes to the cravings menu. I think they put a flatbread instead of a regular tortilla on one of the Chipotle melts, and that is causing a riot.
Well, I think it's justified. Yeah, bring back the double-decker taco. And flips over a cop car. I know the feeling. I don't say go for it, but I mean I understand the feeling.
There's my For You page is mayhem right now, but there's a guy who works at a Taco Bell who like he makes the food and he posts it, and every time in the comments people are just like, mine never looks like that. I hate it. But you did bring up the double decker taco, and I want to let you know that is back.
Yeah,
it's on the cravings menu. Yeah.
The moment when there's a menu item that disappears and they have to tell you is like such a hard thing to live through. I mean, like life is hard, but I don't need to be like, we don't serve that anymore. It's like you have all the ingredients, just put some.
Just please.
I make those at home. Like I know how it happens.
But I want the convenience of it being served to me.
Right, they're originators, and Shaq was the original spokesman.
For Taco Bell?
For double-decker tacos.
That's so specific. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why hiring a spokesman for one specific product is just...
Yeah. Well, it came out and they were like, hey, Shaq's going to tell you about this. I'm like, fantastic. I'll listen. I listen to anything Shaq says.
Yes.
And double-decker tacos. And I remember that. I don't know why.
Now he does Shaq-a-roni, which is which is Papa John's.
I mean... He's fallen on hard times. No, he's the new Papa, right? Like he's one of the owners of Papa John's.
Is he?
He's one of them. Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if that's good for him. That I would assume so.
I think that's probably profitable. Probably a good time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't had Papa John's in years.
Right.
But I would.
Yeah.
Like.
Good. Well, I mean, now we answered that question. I get all these emails. What's Joslyne's deal? Why was she Papa John's? I'm like, I don't know, man.
I mean, when it comes to pizza, though, I will not tolerate Little Caesars slander.
Oh.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrific value.
Terrific.
I think it's a great value. The product, what you're buying. That's the money you're putting down. That's what you expect. And to be honest, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
I can get a pizza for I think it's like $8 now. It used to be $5.
But still, $8 for a pizza ain't too shabby.
Not too bad.
That's like 2 meals. I mean, depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
But I mean, it only tastes bad when there's someone around you saying that they don't like it.
Yeah, it's Little Caesars is adversely affected by negative energy. You have to have a positive environment for Little Caesars pizza to flourish. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Caesars is much like all of us if you think about it.
You just need positive reinforcement.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I haven't had Little Caesars in forever. I don't have any opinion.
I've had it probably within the last 2 weeks.
Word. So. I'm a Pizza Hut apologist.
This is embarrassing. I don't know what that means.
Okay. I'm one who apologizes on behalf for Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut, and people don't agree with me. They're like, no, it's the worst. I'm like, no. And then I go into, why I like Pizza Hut. But it's good. The thin crispy is, that's the thin crust on Pizza Hut. It's great.
See, I've never been down to clown with thin. I've always been, I like the personal pan.
Personal pan? Sure.
But Pizza Hut is probably my favorite pizza.
Really?
Yeah, I do really love Pizza Hut. And I mean, my first job was at Domino's.
Okay.
I do not like Domino's.
I get that.
I don't like what they got going on.
Yeah.
Just bad.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
I think it's fine, but
yeah.
I'm not going to invalidate your experience.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very personal.
Personal pan. I can't stand Valentino's. I know that's like heresy for Omaha and everything.
Sure.
But when I got my first apartment, one of my friends, he worked there, and I'm 19, and so we don't have any money, and so he brought us all the leftover Valentinos every day. So I lived on it for a year, and I can't eat it anymore. I can't.
I've never had it, but I do see what you're saying about specifically in Omaha. I mean, my boss tells me anytime that there's a holiday, his family gathers over Valentino's pizza.
Man, I want them to be happy, and I don't want to be mean about their thing, but that sucks.
No, I think he goes into the situation being like, I can't believe this is happening again.
Right. Oh, yeah. Like, we're still doing it, huh?
We're still doing this. Like, we don't have to do this anymore. The tradition can end.
Yeah.
But it keeps going.
We're tied to tradition.
Yes. And there's like, I don't know, but there's certain Omaha things food-wise that I can't, I will never be able to get behind a traditional runza.
Yeah, I understand the runza's not great, but the burgers at Runza are phenomenal.
Okay, cool. I go chicken tenders.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's super basic.
Yeah.
But and then of course everyone, the ranch, which I was told was just powdered Hidden Valley that they make. It's nothing original.
No, I can't validate. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. Sorry, I'm hitting you with the hot topics.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Well,
very controversial.
I mean, this is important. This is local culture. I'm an Omaha comedian, and I have opinions about Runza Ranch. Who's the other? There's another place that's like our ranch is tight. Like there's someone else.
Is it local or is it
local?
Okay, because I was gonna say Wingstop Ranch.
Wingstop. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like Wingstop. Wingstop is fine.
But I keep referencing TikTok. It's because I have brain rot, and like it's all I've been doing since I've been.
Yeah.
But like my TikTok page as well. It's like once the clock strikes midnight, it's these people eating Wingstop and recording it. And
sounds good.
It looks,
sounds cool.
It looks great. I know. Last night it was. I was watching so many videos. People get paid on the internet to just eat food in front of the camp.
I'll do it.
Sounds beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, but also it's like I feel like there is a craft to describing the food. I can't describe food.
Yeah.
I would bite it and be like, that's nice.
Yeah. I like it.
You gotta get one of these.
Yeah. Oh boy. What a crunch.
Yeah. I'm like, I could never describe.
Yeah. Well, there's the Keith Lee.
I love Keith Lee.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And then there's always controversy around him.
There is, especially recently, like with he went to, where was it? Sacramento or something?
Oakland. No, the San Francisco. He went to the Bay, and then there's all these like terrible, and he like just left. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, he had like shellfish. I don't know, some seafood issues.
That's right.
I died over the Keith Lee Atlanta when he went to Atlanta. That was actually so funny. And then people like making their videos being like, "Thank God someone's speaking about like Atlanta food right now."
Right. Yeah, there's a whole restaurant crisis in Atlanta that's like no one's talking about apparently about how what's real mean.
Yes, that would not happen in Omaha, I don't believe.
No. What if Runza got real mean?
Yeah. They were like, we don't do takeout orders. You come in, there's a $30 minimum. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. No, pickles on every burger, Zach. Sorry. I don't like pickles on burgers. I can't think where the other I went like it's an Omaha chain, like I don't know, but they're like our ranch is the best. I'm like, I don't care about ranch.
You don't.
I mean, it's fine. I don't use ranch a lot. I mean, I put it on salads, but only if there's not creamy Italian.
This is interesting.
Okay.
No,
this is an avenue worth exploring.
I'm locked in right now. No, that is super. I mean, it's not normal, to be honest.
I like ranch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-ranch, but I'm just not connected to it.
Sure, I have 2 bottles minimum on deck in the fridge all times.
Yeah.
Because God forbid one runs out, I don't have a backup.
That's how I'm with creamy Italian. Like, okay, another thing about Pizza Hut. I want to bring it back. Like, I mean, it's almost hack at this point that people talk about the nostalgia behind the traditional Pizza Hut restaurants, right?
Yeah.
Or the standalone where you have the the salad bar and the creamy Italian dressing from the Pizza Hut salad bar. Like that's like a formidable flavor in my life. Like that is something that made me. I mean, because I grew up in rural Iowa, and the only restaurant we had was some place called like Dairy Treat, which was terrible. You know, it's like a standalone place. It's only open for 3 months out of the year, and then Pizza Hut, and then you go there after every event. You know, like you played soccer. You're okay. Let's go eat Pizza Hut.
Yes.
And this was in the 80s when there's only 3 restaurants. And it was phenomenal, and like I've always been chasing that dragon of the creamy Italian from Pizza Hut.
Well, I mean, someone's got to have it in bulk. someone's got to still be manufacturing it.
Right.
We'll send someone on a deep dive.
Well, the creamy Italian, it is not a widespread flavor like ranch. Ranch, you can go to a gas station and get ranch.
Honestly, this is the first time I'm actually hearing about creamy Italian.
Really?
I've never heard of it. I'm trying to imagine because I know like Italian like the vinaigrette or whatever.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But
it's sort of a cross between that and ranch.
Yeah.
So it's not too dissimilar from ranch, but it's its own thing.
I would watch that TikTok series of you
trying creamy Italian. Yeah. Wishbone is good. Wishbone is a good creamy ranch.
Taste testing different ones.
What's Kraft has a good one. The Paul Newman creamy Italian, terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul Newman could act, but he can't make a creamy Italian to save his life.
Those are harsh words, Zach. Those are
come at me.
Those are fighting words.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've tried really hard. I want to have like a niche TikTok series.
Yeah.
I tried with tuna in a mug, and immediately
I don't know what that is.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I made probably 3 videos about tuna in a mug. It was me making tuna in a mug and eating it. It just and then I got several complaints being like, you're eating a lot of tuna, you're giving yourself mercury poisoning. And I ignored them at first because I was like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
And then I do some research and it's like, if you eat between 2 to 5 cans a day, you will definitely, and 2 is a starting line for me when it comes to tuna.
Okay.
So I had to stop it immediately.
Wow.
It's really,
That's wild.
I know. I had like 3 videos where I was just eating and like I was getting phone calls from friends that were stressed.
I'm real concerned about Joslyne. She's been consuming so much Starkist tuna.
For real. And like, it was funny. It made me laugh because it was like rooms where I was not present. There was a conversation being had about my intake.
It's like an intervention where you have like pouches hidden around the house. Like a bottle of vodka and a potted plant, but it's just tuna.
When I started talking to people about it, I did start sounding like an alcoholic because I was like, you can never just have 1 can of tuna. Like, you gotta have.
Yeah. I gotta have a couple sandwiches before I can go to work just to get right.
Yes. But I think what I might do is I think you can have 2 cans a week and still be in that safe margin.
The safe area,
so it'll be a tree. It's unfortunate because now it's like I feel like I have to have a casual relationship with tuna.
Yeah.
I mean, we were going steady.
Yeah,
but,
you gotta go to TA, Tuna Anonymous. One day at a time, you know?
But I truly feel tuna in a mug could have been my launch to success on TikTok.
There's all sorts of foods you can put in mugs.
There is. I considered, but I want to keep it canned.
Okay.
I want to keep it canned. I considered spam. Fried spam.
Okay.
Do you
I
vibe
used to
with
live
spam?
above a sushi place that had had the thing, and I would have that a lot.
That does sound good.
Yeah, like it was like Hawaiian, right? Like the
like
Hawaiian like sushi, where it was like spam on top of rice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks like a sane way to eat it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I just would cut it up and air fry it and eat it straight. And then the last time I did it, it kind of made me sick, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Not like sick feeling, but it was just like, this is nauseating to do.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
Yeah, no, it is.
I wouldn't eat it.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've had spam other ways besides for like the way I had like the sushi sort of prepared. That sort of, so I can't talk on it really.
It's fine. I was nannying. He was like 4, and I made it for myself. And he was like, "Can I have some?" And then I got this child like addicted to spam, and he went home and was like, "I want it." To his mom, and she was like, "We don't do that. We don't do that here."
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I don't have a niche either.
It's fine.
I'm trying to do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm getting sidetracked with things and mugs.
Well, like when I put on TikTok, that's what I put on TikTok, and everyone's just like, "Nah, seen it." I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need.
I will say your TikTok, the most recent one when you're going around picking up weird stuff around your house. That's something.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that.
I want to do another one at some point.
That was fun.
Okay.
You got some weird stuff.
Good.
You do.
Good. Yeah. I only showed no one answered the question, by the way.
It's impossible to answer. And I pondered.
Right. Okay. If you don't know, follow me on TikTok, King of the River Peterson.
Yes.
I collect stuff, like just weird stuff. I like weird stuff, and weird, not like creepy, just stuff that's just like, what the hell is that? One thing I got is a small wooden statue that just has the name Ron carved in it, and I can't tell if it's a cat or an owl, there could be a third or fourth option, but no one.
I do want to say. I mean, but the points that you're making are super valid because you say, who would name an owl?
Right.
And that's because to me at first I'm thinking it's an owl because it looks almost like a beak.
Right.
It looks like a beak.
Right.
But it also has a cat vibe.
I mean, it's any domesticated animal. That's the closest it would be. And I also put I also said you don't name a cat Ron either. That's a stepdad name, And then some dude came in hot on my comments you could name a cat Ron. I'm like, yeah, you can. No one would.
But, that was his item.
Yeah, but he's like, but that's definitely not a cat. That's an owl. I'm like,
I will say, after thinking about it, I responded cowl. I thought it could have been a mixed breed, but I do think it probably is owl. I'm leaning
Ron, maybe
Ron. Ron is insane.
Right.
I would like to know. That's so valid. That's an insane name for an owl.
It's a good, yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe.
But what would you name an owl? Other that.
It's always like Professor Owl. Even the Tootsie Pop Owl, the most known owl, Dr. Owl. Oh. He has a PhD, and they don't even give him a name.
Why? I don't understand. And maybe this is me being whatever. Why do we associate wisdom and knowledge with owls?
Because they're always asking questions. Who?
That was
That's how you learn questions.
Was good. Now I want to get into conversation with people about owls so I can use that.
Yeah, the only owl that people bring up, they're like, what about the Harry Potter owl? I'm like, I'm 40, who cares? I've never read that. I don't know.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
So you're not into I have never done Harry Potter. I've never read.
Yeah. It missed me. By the time Harry Potter was a thing, I was, drunk. I'm drinking all the time. I'm gonna read a book about a boy wizard. I'm drinking gin. I don't have time for this crap.
I wanted to because I like the community.
Right.
I just want to be a part of the community. That's whenever there's like a group thing that everyone's. I want to be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, where you can be like, hey, I also know this wizard kid.
Yeah, and let's talk about it.
I'm sure. And I understand that. And
but then it's like that's a lot of research and time. And they're not research necessarily, but I'm sitting in front of a TV watching movies and I'm reading books.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, just to talk to people.
It's not worth it.
Right. You get that's the same reason sports. That's the same thing.
God, did you have any? How do you feel about football right now? I don't know what's going on.
I love football. I love football. All my jokes I've been writing recently have been about football.
Really?
Which is just as really.
What's your? I feel like. Can I guess your team?
Yeah, go for it.
Packers.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Is that your only guess? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a Seahawks fan.
And would have never guessed.
Yeah, no one would have.
Yeah.
It's completely arbitrary how I turned out that way because, growing up here, you have to pick one for some reason. Usually it's like your dad or your family is a fan of something or, whatever. Like, and mine was just like, there's a guy named Brian Bosworth in the 80s who had a crazy haircut. And I was like, that's cool. That's it.
That's good enough.
Right. I mean, there's no real good reason why you would root for millionaires to hurt each other. I mean, like in a football sense, in just a general sense, it'd be fun to watch. It's just like a gladiator match. Warren Buffett and Elon Musk coming at each other with swords.
Let's get that in the books. I like that.
Okay. That'd be more fun than the playoffs.
I would draft a fantasy team of billionaires.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos is built. He'd probably do well.
Yes, I think Mark Zuckerberg.
Mm-hmm.
He's got evil in his eyes that I need.
Right.
I need someone ruthless, lifeless.
Yeah, that's the only conspiracy theory I believe, that he's a lizard person, because he looks like a person who's a lizard.
Yes, he's just got a glazed look about him.
I don't get it, man.
I want to know his opinions on ranch. Does he have opinions on ranch?
If you do, they're weird.
He uses it for soaking. He bathes.
It's a good topical ointment.
I feel like ranch could also double. I would put ranch on a scab. Gross. But I would. I feel like it does have the qualities to heal.
Okay.
Besides the cracks in my heart. Anyways. I don't know. I completely... Did you have a fantasy team?
I did. 3.
Wow. I mean, how's it going?
Bad.
Okay, perfect.
I didn't make a playoffs in any of them.
I could have made it in mine, but I checked out for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I benched people that were like just doing fantastic. And everyone in my league was getting really mad at me. They were like, if you're not going to use them, give them to me.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know how to do that on the app, so it's not happening.
Yeah. It's so weird. My fantasy team my fantasy league that I've been running for probably 15 years now.
That's time.
And just the collection of people are people that have no business being together. But it sort of showed like the journey of my life for the past 15 years. Like old friends that I haven't spoken to in years,
Yes.
Back from like when I was in bands and stuff, all the way up to like just people that run shows in Indianapolis. And then
Just
everyone
mixing.
in between. Yeah.
I know people that are like against mixing friend groups. I think it's like a fun social experiment. I think more people should introduce their weird friends to each other.
Right. It's like a guest star from a TV show. It's like,
crossover.
Yeah, Homer Simpson's on Family Guy. Let's see how this goes.
Yes. Like, okay, this is random, but like when I lived in New Mexico, my best friend from New Mexico, she came to visit me here, and we stayed at, do you know Jake Parker?
Yeah.
We stayed at his parents' house with my best friend from New Mexico. There's just no connection, but I was like, this is the weirdest crossover. But honestly,
Right.
I love it. It's chaotic, and I want to see how they interact with the environment.
That's that's so weird. I have a friend who I ran a show with in Chicago and Los Angeles, and he's moving to Omaha.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't do comedy anymore. So,
he's just here for vibes.
yeah, but now he's just an Omaha. He's gonna be an Omaha guy. That
is super. I honestly, do you think he'll look at our scene and be like, I gotta come back?
Yeah.
It's like the bat signal. He's like,
I don't think so.
No.
I think he's done. I think he's like. I think a lot of people do comedy because they're looking for something to sort of that just makes them happy, and then they find something else, and they're like, okay, I'm done with this crap.
That's honestly, I like, there was a girl who did comedy, and then she like got really into bowling, and I'm like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, we're all filling the void within us with something, and it's like, if it's bowling or comedy, who cares?
But who says you can't do both?
Right.
I really want to do comedy in a bowling alley.
You haven't done that yet?
No,
Okay.
I would love to so, and I honestly, the crack of the pins during my set,
during open hours?
I wouldn't mind it.
One of my first feature gigs ever, I opened for this guy from the VH1 reality show Tool Academy in a bowling alley in Fremont. And it wasn't even like, usually you're doing a bowling alley, you're in the lounge of the bowling. This was the alley. We were in the alley, like in between two ball returns. And everything was closed down, and there was no one there. But it was like, okay, well, I've lived your dream, and it's not great. It's a nightmare.
honestly. Okay, maybe what I want is... Okay, what I would actually love is... So most bowling alleys, they have the mics that they can speak over. I would love to just commentate, like sports commentate on people's bowling, how it's going. Right. I want all of that because like I don't know if you know this about me, but I grew up in the leagues.
Okay, yeah.
I know some jargon.
Okay.
I understand, the oil patterns. And I feel like
the oil patterns, huh?
I feel like I could really get in on their level. And I just want to speak over bowling.
Right. Right. I think that's doable. That'd be fun. That'd be cool.
Be so much fun.
There's a show in Denver called Lucha Libre and Laughs, where it's a wrestling event, like with real wrestlers, and then there's comedians commentating on it.
That sounds beautiful.
And then in between the shows, there's comedians doing sets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I did it 1 year for High Plains, and it was a ton of fun. But I mean, it's a real cool. So it's sort of like that, where you're sort of commenting on the bowling thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you had two bowlers, like two comedians going against each other with bowling.
Yes. Yeah. But then again, and then there's a conflict because I want to be the bowler too, and I know you just can't have it all.
Right? I'm wondering, like logistically, how can we have a bowling show?
I will say so. I feel like the comics in our scene have gotten into bowling. I mean, Tyler Walsh has gotten into bowling. For New Year's Eve, me, Lauren, Megan, and Cameron, we all went bowling.
I was bowling on New Year's Eve too down in Arkansas.
I honestly, that's the only way I want to spend my New Year's Eve from now on.
Okay.
That was probably the best New Year's Eve I've ever had.
Yeah.
That's a great way to ring in the new year.
Roll into the new year.
It was awesome. The only thing I will say, so we went to Chops in Omaha, and they have food there as well. Mm-hmm. And it was the weirdest food. It was potato salad and chicken.
Yeah,
and
weird.
Ribs, but for some reason they call them like feathered bone. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Okay.
Cameron made a good point that it was heinous of them to give us
some strong wording.
I don't know if he said heinous, but he felt strongly about them giving us finger foods and then us having to stick our hands in the bowl.
Right.
It's foul, but it is. I feel like it's part of the bowling experience.
That's interesting. Yeah. I want to. Those holes are full of jelly. Gross.
I laugh so hard. I always laugh when there's a bowler that comes with their own ball. Yeah. And I'm not. This isn't a Tyler Walsh dig either. But when they come with their own ball and then it just is bad bowling. If you're bringing a ball, put on a show.
Right. You earn that ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
don't
show me
start
why
with
you
the
bought
ball.
that. Yeah.
Right. Like, okay, now I can bowl. Now I have my own ball. Like, no, you go get the rentals. My whole strategy for bowling is I throw it as hard as I can down the center of the lane.
Are you one of those people that cups it in their arms?
No. I just it's about anger for me. It is an angry sport. Like there's zero finesse involved. Like some people are like, I'm gonna like curve it.
Yeah.
And, like I'm just like, ah. Like, if I could throw it overhand, I would. But they won't let me.
Every time you're not looking at the score, you're just looking at the miles per hour that you threw the ball.
Oh yeah. I get up there. I'm in the 20s.
That's good. I mean, I think I'm a solid 14.
Not bad. Yeah.
I'm focused on where I'm positioned.
Right.
I like to get it. I like to do a thing. It's called going Brooklyn.
Brooklyn on the other side of the front pin. I took bowling in college. I did.
As a sport or as a class?
As a class.
Sorry, I would love, that sounds amazing.
Well, my college is shut down.
Okay, perfect. I would love that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
God, that sounds great. Because it's just like, are you at the lanes learning or are you, wow, that's beautiful.
It was
bowling should be taught.
It was one quarter was bowling, the other was golf. So you had to learn how to like score, and all that other crap. It was easy.
That sounds lovely. I to be honest, there's always been this part of me, and I almost did it last summer where I would love to coach like little league bowling.
That's fun,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that is I like, I think it would add to my weird job titles that I have. Right now, it's music bingo host.
Right.
Music bingo host / bowling coach I think that would crush.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Crossover.
Those
Perfect.
are professions that I never thought. My mom wanted me to be a surgeon.
Well, yeah, that's only because she didn't know what music bingo was or whatever.
That was what I was told. Like when I was going to college, was my parents were like, "What's crazy is they're like, don't worry about the job. The job you're gonna have is probably not even been invented yet." That was like always what I was told.
Right.
And I'm like, you're right. I didn't know about music bingo host in high school.
Right. I don't know if my college offered a music bingo degree.
That wasn't a part of the trades.
Right. Yeah. Trade school. I'm an apprentice. I'm a journeyman music bingo host.
Listen, I feel like everyone should host a musical bingo once. Zach,
Okay.
I would love to see you host music bingo.
I honestly don't even know what it is, if I'm being honest. No, I don't leave my house.
I'm going to briefly explain the game.
Okay.
It's you play a song, you have a bingo card. If your bingo card has the song on it, you mark the card. And then if you get a bingo, you win a prize.
Okay.
And but it's fun because you're just talking about the songs in between.
Oh, that's fun.
So
yeah.
I feel like I could see you doing some kind of like alt music bingo.
Right. It's just a very obtuse.
It's just all instrumentals.
Yeah, all surf rock. All right. That was actually Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet, not Satanic Pilgrims, like we thought. But I was listening to surf rock on the way over here.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking of yacht rock.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Okay, no, because I'm trying to picture what surf rock is, and I'm thinking of.
It's like it's all guitar, like the Ventures.
I think maybe.
Okay, do you know Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
Dick Dale. The that's surf rock. Dick Dale is known as the king of surf rock. Where it's just sort of like driving guitar.
Yeah.
Kids in the Hall. Do you know that show?
Yes.
Okay.
I only know it because I think one of those, was it like the writers or something came to Omaha Comedy Fest?
Oh yeah, it was Ken McDonald and David Foley.
Yes.
Their theme song is "Shadowy Men on a Shadowy Planet," and they're like a big surf rock band.
How do you retain so much information?
I'm just old. It just happened to me.
Does it? Honestly, like, it's something that I look forward to. Like, I can't wait to, maybe 20 years from when I can. That was, I mean, the episode that you were on, how you were able to remember full sentences.
Oh, sure.
And recite them. That, I mean, maybe the bar is low for me, but I think that is very impressive.
Well, I think everyone's a dork about something, right? And my laser focus has at times been on stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Has been on movies and music, and like I'm really into media and culture and things like that. So like I retain that information well, but if you ask me how to change a tire, like I could do it, but I couldn't tell you how. The thing and the stuff and all that. Like I couldn't, or like how to manage money or like anything that's important or like has value, but I'm good at Trivial Pursuit. That's about a game that no one ever wants to play. I was like, let's play Scrabble. Like I'm okay at Scrabble, but I want to play Trivial Pursuit. Because only I could beat my brother in too.
That's great. I did think of I feel like there's been a lot of new movies out recently. Are there any that have that you've seen recently that have stuck out?
I like The Holdovers a lot.
Oh, okay.
Holdovers is great.
Okay.
I don't know if I've seen.
I'm gonna talk about this is kind of a poppy movie.
Okay.
Have you seen Saltburn?
I haven't. My girlfriend says I have to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, yes, you do.
Okay.
It is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know why people love it, and it's 2 words: Jacob Elordi. That's it.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
Zach, this is crazy.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, all of my knowledge is like from 2006 to 1994, and everything else I stopped. I was drinking too much gin.
No. Well, I don't know. A Saltburn will make you think about gin again.
Okay.
It wasn't terrible, but yeah, I definitely think that there's a character who is right now a heartthrob in the nation.
Yeah, I'm not connected to that situation. I don't know.
Me neither. I don't know. I'm not either. I'm not. But it's just like it's all over. Again, TikTok is rotting my brain.
Sure.
I genuinely like. I've been struggling forming sentences. I like TikTok is ruining me. I have to delete it, but I can't.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's all different. Like mine is just football and thrifting.
Oh, that's nice.
And like old like videos of Devo playing with the replacements.
I had some football because of I think Jason Kelsey just he said I'm done.
Oh, he quit?
Or he just
he retired?
Yes, he retired. It was breaking news.
The old guy, the center, the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what else happened? Oh, it was everything going on with like the Bills stadium, how people were getting paid to like shovel snow snow out of it. And then a lot of Steelers fans were talking a heroic amount of shit, and then we just got bodied. And
Are you a Steelers fan?
I am a Steelers fan, yeah. And I mean, people were making these edits and it was just so hype.
Right.
And then, yeah, the Steelers just ate it.
Right. I love like the Gen Z editing of videos for sports. They're so fun. Like, you know, like Mario Kart and SpongeBob thrown in there. Like, oh, this is dumb as hell, but I'm enjoying it. You know, it's fun. Like, there's a guy named Cable Thanos on on Seahawks Twitter that does that stuff. It's phenomenal.
Cable Thanos.
Yeah, it's a real sentence.
I want that to be the name of this episode, actually.
All right, yeah, go for it.
I like it. I don't know if that's. Can you copy? Can he be like, that's my name?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I asked. I thought you were part-time our legal team here.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm not good at it.
So your new special comes out comes out at the end of this month?
25th.
25th. The day before we go to Weeping Water, Nebraska.
That's right. Yeah. It's like, can you put it out before my Weeping Water show? That's what I told them, and they were like, "What?"
I genuinely thank you for agreeing to do that show.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited and horrified.
Okay.
I'm so scared. But
what's the fear? Where's the fear coming from?
I mean, just the crowd.
Small town VFW.
Yeah, it's frightening. They're very nice, and I go there and I do musical bingo for them.
Right.
And it's fine.
Okay.
And we have a decent time. They do look mad at me because they think that I can control the game, and I have to remind them, guys, this is a game of chance.
Right.
This is not personal. But I'm scared, so I made sure that the lineup was full of people that I loved and trusted.
Right. Yeah.
And, worst case scenario, if we need to overthrow the VFW.
Yeah. Just start a musical bingo game in the middle of it. And like, jokes, all right, who's this? It's Johnny Valley or whatever. Walk like a man,
That is actually so funny. I will do that to me. It's like, they're not liking the comedy. All right, we're just going to do music.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah. The Animals, House of the Rising Sun.
I'm terrified. But it should be fine. The guy who booked it, he won't listen to this. I don't even think they know this podcast exists.
Right,
so, but he booked it, and just a sweet guy. But he was very like, he's like, I just don't. He's like, you guys can. It's an open bar. You can drink whatever. And I was like, I think a lot of the line. I think we have sober people on the line. I was like, it's not going to be a huge tab. And he was like, okay, good. We got a band in here last time, and it was $3,000. So yeah, and I was like, no one will be spending.
Right.
I was like, how do you? I was like, do you have $3,000 worth of inventory here?
Right.
Like, how are you doing that?
So yeah, it's a lot of Bud Lights.
Yeah, I guess apparently they were just like taking full bottles or something. I have no idea. But I was like, that will not be us. And then he was like, okay. He was like, also, I really want to write a roast joke for my boss.
Nice.
And he said he wanted us to help him.
I want to be mean to my boss. Will you help me?
Yes, which I kind of respect.
Right.
So
that's fun.
When you go there, you might be asked to workshop some jokes. With,
oh yeah, happy to help.
Happy to help.
How can I hurt this man's feelings?
But I'm sorry, I got distracted. You said the 25th for the new
25th. The 25th is the special, the video special.
Yes.
A list of wet celebrities,
yes,
as it's called. everyone is confused when I say that. But that's the name of the special. It'll be on YouTube, Tubi, and it's if you have a hard time remembering anything, just ZachPetersonComedy.com. I put it on my website. It will be there. You can watch it there for free. It's free.
That's amazing. I'm actually I know I was there and I experienced it live, but I was in psychosis. I don't remember it. I will definitely probably rewatch it.
Okay.
I think of all things that I needed clarity on. The name, love it. It was the background. It's you. There's a Burger King. Is that the cover of it? Because I just I don't understand the Burger King.
There's Burn These Records out of Los Angeles. A really good friend and great comic, and overall just like stellar human being and business person. Brandy Posey started a record label for people like myself and other like sort of punk adjacent comedians. And she's putting out the audio, which comes out next week, I think. Yeah, or maybe Friday.
Ooh,
crap! I really got to sort this out.
A lot of dates.
Yeah, but I have the actual audios coming out on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal,
That's exciting.
all that crap. Yeah, and it's pre-orders available now. Yeah, so that's good. I forgot what I was going to say.
I will say I didn't know if it maybe had to do with the Burger King background tangent. No. I didn't know if that was adjacent or.
Oh no! Yeah. Okay. Well, this was. Now I remember what I was saying. The album artwork.
Yes.
I wanted to look like I don't know, just like a indie rock label record, which is just me with the sword, and then like cursive writing. The Tubi and YouTube artwork is being a Burger King.
It really makes me laugh
because I had to get that designed, and I'm not good at computers. Like I'm not good.
That's okay.
And so I had to I went to Fiverr, which is I don't know if you know what Fiverr is. Upwork, where it's so you can hire freelancers to do stuff. So I hired a guy to do a YouTube thing, and honestly, their first, it was one of the worst things. It was literally me with the sword in front of a velvet curtain.
No,
yeah,
no.
And I was like, no.
No, that sounds.
And so like I mean, so I me, I try to be as nice as possible,
yes.
and I'm like, I don't like this at all. This sucks.
Yeah.
And so they ended up just giving me like links to the design tools they have, and they were like, what do you want? And I was like, Burger King. I was like, this makes me laugh the most. So Burger King, and make the font spooky.
Yes.
And because it's like, it's a scary thing. It's like, I was like, Happy Halloween. Because that's my aesthetic.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's essentially how that came to be, and it is very stupid, and that's the point. Like, I don't understand comedians who try to be cool in their comedy.
Oh my!
Like, I am so hip. I'm so freaking cool, and mine's like, I am having fun. This is fun. This is stupid. I'm on a Burger King.
Yes,
and it's a list of wet celebrities.
I like that. I like when it's fun. I will say this is completely a comment that Lauren made that I feel like supports this, but talking about Dave Chappelle's new special, and she made a comment about like the trailer looking like a documentary rather than like a comedy special.
Right.
And I just 100% agree. Where I'm like, let's make comedy fun again.
Yeah. I mean, I think the zeitgeist for comedy is always changing, right? There's always like what people think of as comedy. Right now, it's the very much the Rogan Austin camp, which is not my vibe. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit up here and talk shit why I don't like it, but it's not for me. But the stuff that I sort of came up with, like when I first started, was a lot of comedy bang bang.
Yeah.
A lot of like the LA alt scene, like a Paul F. Tompkins, Scott Aukerman, everyone that works on Bob's Burgers now, essentially,
Yeah.
all those folks. It was all just very silly.
Yeah.
You know, it was all like, it's the Cake Boss, and like Paul F. Tompkins had a character called the Cake Boss where he could tell the future because a cake beetle bit him, like stuff like that. It's just very stupid, very silly. And I feel like I'm at odds with like sort of the prevailing culture of comedy, and that's fine with me. I'm happy with that. I want my stuff to be unique and my own, and I feel like I've done that.
Yes.
And hopefully it comes back around to being silly.
Yes, it does. I think that's like you have these you just very niche topics. Even just like I vividly remember it was a show at Backline. I don't even remember what kind of show it was, but you just like riffed an entire bit about some kind of like punk. Like I don't even know what it was, but I feel like you have the ability to take just like a niche topic and just this is what my joke's about.
Right.
I'm talking about I don't know, the Alien movie. There's things that are very, and I want more of that. I want people just to like pick something instead of being political.
I feel like there's what have you seen the Mark Maron special, the new Mark Maron special?
No, I haven't.
It's called like Bleak to Dark to Bleak or something like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean he's very good, but he's just like like people talk about how they can't say anything anymore. It's like no, we're just tired of hearing the same 6 jokes about the same 4 subjects.
Yes,
and it's like, and it just seems like people just go to the well over and over again. And I really enjoy. My favorite jokes are the jokes that you're like, why did you ever think to actually joke about that?
Yes.
Like there's Gary Goldman. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he has that joke that's about the state abbreviations.
Yes, yeah. That
and
was
it's it's like a 10-minute joke about like M-A-M-E. There's like what the this is great. Or like his joke about grape versus grapefruits and like how they're different. It's like that's what a fun thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I love some political humor and it's great, but politics isn't fun for me.
Yeah.
I a lot of anxiety and like anger with politics.
Yeah.
And so like when I want to relax or have a good time, when I'm having my smiles, like I want it to be silly. I want it to be fun. I want Shane Torres doing a great joke about Guy Fieri. Like that kind of stuff. It's so like that's the stuff that like makes me happy, that makes me laugh, and that's what I think comedy should be. I mean, like, yeah, it can be that sort of super self-serious, like we're philosophers. Okay, yeah, have fun. But also like we're entertainers. We're having a good time. We're making people laugh, and like the people that don't take themselves seriously and are getting like weird, like that's the stuff that I really enjoy. Yeah, because the other stuff just seems like paint by numbers and just so boring to me.
1,000%. And I'm so glad that you the writers workshop is back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is you correct and you inspire silly, and sometimes you take an idea that's over here and you're like, what if we made it funny? And it's
yeah, what if comedy was funny? Yeah. Wouldn't that be wild? What if it wasn't this dour and I don't know.
But truly, it's you do a service for the community. I'm so excited.
I just appreciate people give me the ability to. Because I could run a workshop and no one show up. And like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like I would understand it. It's like, wow, who is this guy? But I honestly want like comedy in Omaha to be as good as possible.
Yeah, yeah, and it's charity what you are doing. Okay. It is, because I mean, like I love most people in the scene, but I can't think of anyone else who would like actually carve out the time to like care and listen and give quality feedback, and it's great. So I'm very excited.
Well, I teach a class, and it's essentially for my class for them to interact with other folks that do comedy in Omaha, and so they're not getting like this one voice that's mine that's telling them what to do. Because I mean, God, and I want to sound like I was just like comedy's not serious or anything. Now I want to sound like the most pretentious a-hole in the world, but and any sort of like art form, there's different schools of thought, you know, and of how things should be or how things can be done, and all are valuable. And the way that people create their own perspective is by having a multitude of impressions and a multitude of things that sort of inspire them. So it shouldn't just be me. It should be a lot of different voices. You should have your own values and your own ideas of what is funny. And I have my ideas of what I think is funny and what I think comedy should be, but that's mine and my own, and everyone should have their own. And I don't think there's a singular idea of what it should be.
Wow. That was
just
beautiful. Sorry, it's poetic.
No, don't take me too seriously. but I mean, think about like painting and everything. Like what makes like Van Gogh so good is like his abilities, and then also his like impressionist influences, and also his psychosis and all these other things. You know, like yeah, I mean, because his perception of the world is what makes his paintings what they are. Just like you know, our you know, perception of the world and what we think is funny makes our comedy what it is. It should all be individualized for your own values and your own tastes, and that's what makes people unique. And we should push that and you know, empower people to like have what they think is funny and what should be joked about, and we should push that to the forefront. And then if the audience hates it, well, then you're wrong.
I do think that was like, so I was like working on a bit, which I think I dropped it because I was like, it just doesn't sound right. It didn't fit what I usually talk about.
Yeah.
And but I just remember your advice being like, you know, as long as it's personal to you, like you have to make it personal to you and to your experience. And so yeah, that's some of the best advice, and that's what I think about. And when I think about other people and their comedy, I'm like, they were just writing from their personal experience. It would increase the quality.
I feel like a good rule of thumb is if someone could take my jokes and then tell them and nothing would change, then they're not really my jokes, right? Because it has to do with my viewpoint, my delivery, and who I am, and the context that I create that make my jokes interesting in myself. And you can think the same thing about, like, you know, look at someone like Kyle Kinane or Maria Bamford. Maria Bamford can't do Kyle Kinane jokes, and Kyle Kinane can't do Maria Bamford jokes, you know, because they have their own you know, way of telling jokes and what they talk about. Yeah.
Gosh, and Maria Bamford's her new special, and also I just started reading her book, and it's fantastic.
She's the best.
And honestly, like, I don't know, as far as she talks a lot about her mental illness in the book, and it's just like nice to hear and be like, wow, it's I don't know, just someone else with crazy thoughts that talks about them. It's healing.
Right.
It's nice.
And she's very open about this stuff, and she does phenomenal stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because like it's personal, right?
Yes.
And
yeah. But I do think some of this is a great plug for people to take your stand-up class.
Okay. It's usually sold out, guys, so hurry up.
Oh, wait, so it's sold out right now? People can't.
Oh, I'm in the middle of one right now. Actually, our second class is tonight. But when we do it, it's usually sold out. Like it's only one has not been sold out. So
that's amazing.
If you do see it through Backline, like get it when you can. And the thing is, like, when you talk about the workshops, I do it for my students because I really care for the people that, you know, are paying me money to talk, which is crazy. I want them to come away with this idea that they have a better understanding and better like ability to do stand-up comedy. And some of the comics that have come out of the class have been just phenomenal. Yeah.
I mean, Erin Clough
Erin's great.
So, I mean, like when she came to one of the workshops and she had a bit about like why she liked Colts or something. Like it was just such a unique idea, and I was like, yes.
Right.
Yeah, like it's just I love, and then Lauren came out of the class.
Lauren, Chinaka is really good.
Yes, Chinaka's very funny.
There's a lot of, and there's a bunch of other people that I haven't mentioned, and a bunch of other people that you know, have yet to like sort of hit their stride. But it's great, and I love seeing that because I mean the only advice I give them is keep going and you'll get better, because it's not something that just happens.
I mean, even I want to take the class. It just varies. Yeah. It's a service.
Okay. I want to keep. I get paid for it, so I don't feel like it's charity. You know, it's not charity when you get paid.
I meant like the class, the workshop, all of it. Great resources, nonetheless. We are rounding down towards the end, so this is a reminder. If you haven't pre-ordered Zach's special, you should do that. Right,
or watch it on YouTube, or share it with a friend.
Definitely watch it with a friend. Have a watch party, tailgate.
Yeah, but also like have it playing on multiple computers so I can get those views up.
Yes. Just like you know how people sleep with like white noise.
Right.
Technically.
Keep it going.
Yeah. Just play it in the background.
Yeah.
And at ZachPetersonComedy.com for your website.
ZachPetersonComedy.com. Yeah.
Social medias.
King of the River Peterson.
Beautiful.
On most things besides for Twitter, but that thing's dying. So.
Yeah. Do not go on Twitter.
Yeah, Threads. I just copy and paste the same thing, so it's not like you're missing anything.
Even though I will say you had a little. I pay attention to your TikTok phases.
Sure.
You had a thing where you were posting your tweets on TikTok.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Well, because
I really enjoyed that.
I thought that Twitter's I think is going away soon. Which so I was getting all the stuff that was decent off of there, and put it elsewhere.
Yeah.
But then they erased everything after before 6 months ago or whatever. So this is gone.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. Let's burn it. Let's just burn it to the ground. That's fine.
Yeah, it's not like my tweets are important.
They
about salad or whatever.
We're funny.
Sure.
That's important.
Oh.
Sorry, these are just my opinions now, but thank you so much for braving the roads and coming into the studio to record today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. This is always so much fun. This was
fun. We giggled a lot.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow Just Jossin Around on Instagram. Ask questions. Wait a second. Grace, do we have time? I think we had a question. Are we over for time?
No, you can keep going.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I was going to wrap
it
up.
I don't have anything to do.
We have there was a question.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Listen up.
Yeah, we have a question. I actually don't know what this question means, but I'm going to ask it, and we'll work through it together.
It's a threat. It's a veiled threat.
Is there anyone you would do a collab comedy special with? Are collab specials a thing that could work? Why or why not?
A collab.
I don't know if it means like a bumping mic situation where two people at once, or if it's Want
to go to Riff City with a pal?
With a pal. That's that. I don't know. What was your impression of
my favorite people? My favorite person to riff with was my buddy Jacob, who I used to run a football podcast with, and he doesn't do comedy anymore. Mm-hmm. But he was so funny. He was one of my favorite comics. I don't really work with people a lot that I could do. I would love to do more stuff with Casey Crawford, who I went on a long tour with.
Yeah,
Casey's a lot of fun, and he's really good at giving me crap and pushing me back. And
that's great.
Yeah,
that would be so fun to see you guys on stage together. That would be
right.
fun. Yeah.
Oh, we spent a month and a half in hotel rooms together. And we just ended up watching movies, being mean to each other, and it's the best. And we just vaped the whole time. He got me into vaping, and I couldn't quit it for the longest time. Yeah,
that's funny.
Zach, you need to quit smoking. Here's some vaping,
And that was the birth of the Straw Nana.
Oh yeah, pineapple Straw Nana. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of really great comics around, but I think that Casey's one of my favorites, and Jacob is, but Jacob doesn't do comedy more. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I could probably have a good time with. So
yeah,
no one comes to mind.
Stay tuned. I want a Casey Crawford, Zach Peterson on stage collab.
He just texted me on the way here, and I haven't texted back to him because I'm making him sweat it out.
Nice, nice. Leave him wanting more.
I just haven't had time.
Well,
I value our friendship.
That's nice.
Yeah,
we're gonna clip this out and send this to him so he knows. We just want him to know that you value it.
Right.
And the addiction to vape as well. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm vape free since '93.
You don't do vape anymore?
No, I don't vape.
What?
Yeah, I haven't vaped in forever.
Oh my God.
I quit smoking. I started working out. I'm doing great.
Oh God, get out of here. I don't want it. Whatever happened to people just living on the edge?
You get in your 40s.
Everyone want to care about this?
You get in your 40s, you have one cigarette, and then arm doesn't work. And you're like, well, I should probably take care of myself and go to a doctor. Although I am very healthy. The doctor just let me know that I don't have anything really terribly wrong with me. Mid-40s. I can drank like a fish for 20 years and smoked for a good 15, and I'm doing okay.
Hey now.
Yeah.
A good word.
I'm going to live to be 50.
That's beautiful. Well, I'm glad that we got a clean report. That's a solid way to finish up this episode. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Grace.
We did it. Also, if we're able to pan the camera, I would like to show my SpongeBob outfit real quick. Just want to... tell me this isn't SpongeBob. This sucks. Also, Lauren got me these socks. They say women's stand-up comedy. They're Beth Stelling socks. They're really cool.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, they're so sick. Oh, my God, I didn't shave. Gosh, my ankles look terrible, Grace. They look bad.
You asked for this.
I did. And then I saw it up close, and I was like, no, it didn't happen. But you can, this outfit is brought to you by SpongeBob. Thank you. That was fun. Okay.